Hi Bumblebees! So today we're going to read another version of The Three Little Pigs. So today is Wednesday, so that means that we are reading our third version of The Three Little Pigs. I hope you're enjoying this story so much, and maybe you could start helping me read it since you know it a little bit more. Today's story is a little bit different. Let's take a look. What do you see on our cover? What are these? What do they look like? Normal pigs? No, what do they look like? They kind of look like the wolf. Do you want to hear the title of this story? This is called The Three Little Wolves and the Big Bad Pig. What? How is this different from the other ones? They're the three little wolves, not the three little pigs. So who's the bad guy now? The pig. So let's see how silly and different this story is. So put your listening ears on and get ready to listen for similarities and differences. Once upon a time, there were three cuddly little wolves with soft fur and fluffy tails who lived with their mother. The first was black, and the second was gray, and the third was white. One day, the mother called the three little wolves around her and said, "My children, it is time for you to go out into the world. Go and build a house for yourselves. But be aware, the big bad pig." "Don't worry, Mother, we will watch out for him," said the three little wolves. And off they set. So in this story, the pig is the bad guy, right? And the three little wolves are the cuddly, friendly ones. Soon they met a kangaroo who was pushing a wheelbarrow full of red and yellow bricks. "Please, will you give us some of your bricks?" asked the three little wolves. "Certainly," said the kangaroo, and she gave them lots of red and yellow bricks. So the three little wolves built themselves a house of bricks. Who's a new character that we just met? The kangaroo, right? Usually it's the man that they see. Now they see a kangaroo. The very next day, the big bad pig came prowling down the road and saw the house of bricks that the little wolves had built. The three little wolves were playing croquet in the garden, and they saw the big bad pig coming. They ran inside the house and locked the door. How does the pig look? Look at his face. Does he look friendly? No way, he's not so friendly. The pig knocked on the door and grunted, little wolves, let me in." "No, no," said the three little wolves. "By the hair on our chinny chin chins, we will not let you in. Not for all the tea leaves in our china teapot." "Then I'll huff, and I'll puff, and I'll blow your house down," said the little pig. So he huffed, and he puffed, and he puffed, and he huffed, but the house didn't fall down. So now who's the one saying, "I'll huff, and I'll puff, and I'll blow your house down"? Is it the wolf? No, it's the big bad pig. So maybe every time the big bad pig says that, you could help me say it too, since you know that line already. But the pig wasn't called big and bad for nothing. He went and fetched his sledgehammer and he knocked the house down. The three little wolves only just managed to escape before the bricks crumbled, and they were very frightened indeed. Can you show me a frightened face? How would you look? "We shall have to build a stronger house," they said. Just then they saw a beaver who was mixing concrete in a concrete mixer. "Please, will you give us some of your concrete?" asked the three little wolves. "Certainly," said the beaver, and then he gave them the buckets, and the buckets full of messy, slurry concrete. So the three little wolves built themselves a house out of concrete. So who's the new character we just met? A beaver. And he helped them out by giving them concrete. Do you think concrete's really strong? No sooner they had finished than the big bad pig came prowling down the road and saw the house of concrete that the little wolves had built. They were playing battledore and shuffle-clock in the garden. And when they saw the big bad pig coming, they ran inside their house and shut the door. The big pig rang the bell and said, "Little frightened wolves, let me come in." "No, no," said the little wolves, "by the hair in our chinny chin chins, we will not let you in, not for all the tea leaves in our china teapot." "Then I'll huff, and I'll puff, and I'll blow your house down," said the pig. So he huffed, and he puffed, and he puffed, and he huffed. But the house didn't fall down. Why didn't it fall down? Was it strong or weak? It was strong. But the pig wasn't called big and bad for nothing. He went and fetched his drill and smashed the house down. The three little pigs managed to escape by their chinny chin chins, but they were trembling and trembling and trembling. What does it mean to tremble? Can you show me? To tremble means to shake. So if they were trembling, how did they feel? Really scared or nervous? We shall build an even stronger house, they said, because they were very determined. Just then they saw a truck coming along the road carrying barbed wire, iron bars, plates, and heavy metal padlocks. Please, will you give us some of your wire, iron bars, plates, and metal padlocks? They said to them, who was driving in the truck. Sure, the rhinos. And then he gave them plenty of barbed wire, iron bars, plates, and heavy metal padlocks. He also gave them some reinforced steel chains because he was dangerous, because he was generous and kind-hearted. What does generous and kind-hearted mean? If you're really generous and you're kind-hearted, is that a good thing? Yeah, we all want to be generous and kind-hearted, right? So the three little wolves built themselves an extremely strong house. It was the strongest, securest house one could possibly imagine. They felt absolutely safe. Is it a good thing to feel safe? Yeah, we always want to feel safe. The next day, the big bad pig came prowling along the road as usual. The three little wolves were playing hopscotch in the garden. When they saw the big bad pig coming, they ran inside their house, bolted the door, and locked all 37 padlocks. The pig dialed the video entrance phone and said, "Little frightened wolves with trembling chins, let me come in." "No, no," said the little wolves, "not by the hair in our chinny chin chins. We will not let you in." "Then I'll huff, and I'll puff, and I'll blow your house down," said the big bad pig. So he huffed and he puffed, but the house didn't fall. But the pig wasn't called big and bad for nothing. He brought some dynamite, laid it out against the house, lit it on the fuse, and what do you think happens? The house blew up. The three little wolves just managed to escape by their fluffy tails scorched. Oh no! Something must be wrong with our building materials, they said. We have to try something different. But what? At that moment, they saw a flamingo coming along with a wheelbarrow full of flowers. "Please, will you give us some flowers?" asked the little wolves. "With pleasure," said the flamingo, and he gave them lots of flowers. So the three little wolves built themselves a house of flowers. One wall was filled with marigolds, one of daffodils, and one of pink roses, and one of cherry blossoms. The ceiling was made out of sunflowers, and the floor was a carpet of daisies. But they had water lilies in their bathtub and buttercups in their refrigerator. It was a rather fragile house. What does it mean if something's fragile? We learned about this in the classroom. What does fragile mean? Really delicate, right? But it was very beautiful. So it was fragile, a little weak, but beautiful. The next day, the big bad pig came prowling down the road and saw the house of flowers that the three wolves had built. He rang the blue bell at the door and said, "Little frightened wolves with the trembling chins and the scorched tails, let me come in." "No, no," said the three little wolves by the hair on their chinny chin chins. "We will not let you in, not for all the tea leaves in our china pot." "Then I'll huff, and I'll puff, and I'll blow your house down," said the pig. But as he took a deep breath, ready to huff and puff, he smelled the soft scent of flowers. It was fantastic. And because the scent was so lovely, the pig took another breath, and then another. Instead of huffing and puffing, he began to sniff. He sniffed deeper and deeper until he was quite filled with a fragrant scent. His heart grew tender, and he realized how horrible he had been. Right then, he decided to be a big, good pig. He started to sing and dance. Can you sing and dance along with the pig now? So now he's being a bucket filler. He learned he wasn't making good choices by huffing and puffing, right? He had a change in heart. At first, the three little wolves were a bit worried. It might be a trick, but soon they realized that the pig had truly changed. So they come running out of the house. They started playing games with him. First they played ping pong, and then the piggy in the middle, and then they were all tired. They invited him into the house. So now what? What happens? They all became friends. They became friends. They offered him some tea and strawberries and wolfberries and asked him to stay with them as long as he wanted. The pig accepted, and they lived happily together after. So in the end, how is this ending different from the other stories? They all became friends. So they learned that people or animals can change and they could become kind again, right? So they learned, or the pig learned, that he made a mistake and he was being a bucket dipper. So he became a bucket filler, and they all became friends. So I hope you enjoyed this story, Bumblebees, and I hope you are completing our STEAM challenge today. I cannot wait to hear all about it. Have fun!